Anil Chikodi, Chairman, Kolhapur branch of WRC. I welcome today's faculty, Srinivas Joshi, sir, Central Council member, on the topic of SMP after COVID. Today's International SMP Day. I congratulate all of you on this SMP Day, SMP International Day. We all are SMPs contributing to the national building. Almost we are 95% chartered accountants are small, either proprietor or small partnership firms. We are contributing to the national building. Also, after this COVID, we have standard in our offices or at homes. Just 1 month back, we have started our offices, but still some of the cities are still not operating properly. We are operating from our offices or our home itself. There are a lot of problems in handling the audit. Therefore, today we have called Srinivas Joshi sir to guide us on this topic, the SMP's organization after COVID-19. And I request Kiran Bhandari to introduce today's faculty. Of course, Joshi, we know all Joshi sir since last so many years. He is coming to Kolhapur and Ichalkaranji and Ahmednagar branches. This program is jointly organized by Ahmednagar, Ichalkaranji and Kolhapur. I request Kiran to take the charge and introduce Joshi sir.
Good morning, all of you. On behalf of Ahmednagar branch, Kolhapur and Ichalkaranji, I welcome you all for this technical session on the today's SMP World Day. And for this, we are having our own Central Council member, Srinivas Joshi sir. Srinivas Joshi sir is a very coordinating person. What I have an experience, he was ready to join as a faculty to Ahmednagar for bank audit seminar, but due to the meeting, he was unable to attend the seminar. But he took total efforts and made the arrangement so that there should not be any flaw in our bank audit seminar, and he has really dedicated lot of time during the arrangement for bank audit. But due to COVID, we were unable to take the session, because from 12th only we had a direction from Central Council that there should not be social gatherings. But I am very much thankful to all the Central Council members and even Srinivas Joshi sir for taking timely actions. At that time, we were not having so much seriousness about the COVID 2019. I take the opportunity to introduce our today's speaker, Central Council member, Srinivas Joshi sir, who is a chartered accountant as well as company secretary, and he is practicing since 40 years and as a practicing chartered accountant. Sir has been WRC chairman in 2011-12 and secretary in 2005-6. He was a Central Council, he was a regional council member for 3 terms, 2004 to 2007, 2007 to 2010, and 2010 to 2013. He has been in the Central Council for the 2 terms in 2013 to 16 and 2019 to 2022. Currently, for these 2 sessions, I request all the members to please mute yourself. Okay. Sir has been as a speaker.
Hello everyone. Everyone is requested to post.
Don't unmute yourself.
किरण सर झालं का तुमचा? कारण मला
Yeah. Everything is fine now.
Okay.
Sir has been speaker.
Everyone is requested to post their membership number and name in chat box to attend their mark their attendance. Thank you. Joshi sir, you can start now.
આવે તો છે આપણે બોલતી આવે છે એનો તો ખરું
सर तुम्ही म्यूट करा, म्यूट आहे, अनम्यूट करा.
Kiran Bhandari, you are on mute.
Okay. Yeah. Srinivas Joshi sir has been speaker for various subjects, specifically on bank audits. Sir has written various publications, articles on bank audit, specifically on bank audit published in 2011, 2013, and 2015 in the journals of ICI, as well as background material for bank audit seminar series by WRC for past 12 years. He has been a group leader for a book Early Signals of Bank Fraud by Information Technology Committee, group leader for suggestion on new LFAR for central and bank auditors. Currently, Joshi sir is chairman of Professional Development Committee and vice chairman of Audit Committee of ICI for the current year. With this, I welcome Joshi sir for this seminar. Welcome sir, and take over the charge sir. Thank you sir. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kiran.
Good morning to all. On this SMP day today, and we'll talk more on SMPs today. I thank Anil Chikodiji, Chairman Kolhapur. I welcome also Nagnath Basudeji, past Chairman Ichalkaranji, and Kiran Bhandari, who introduced me nicely, Ahmednagar Branch Chairman, for being with us today and arranging this particular webinar. Coming to the currently, Institute is doing a lot of things, but about my committee, where I am a chairman of Professional Development Committee, we have responsibility of having the new avenues identified as well as the current avenues being secured and safe, and being current avenues being addressed properly. This year we had a very big challenge in bank audits, especially as the banks were saying that in case in this particular situation, we should not be able to do the branch audit at all. They've thought that branch audit cannot be done at all, and therefore it was just a minute. Am I visible?
No,
Anil ji,
only
because
no,
I don't
visible,
think
sir.
my video is is my video on? No,
sir.
Video
is on, but you are not visible.
Chairs, you are not visible.
Chairs
Your
are
chairs
saying.
are visible, sir.
Is it okay? No,
No, sir.
I think
No,
one
sir.
minute. I think it has reversed. It has reversed. A minute. It has reversed. It's okay now?
Yeah, now.
Okay. Now,
Yeah.
now it's okay.
So coming to the topic, since currently we have, I am a chairman of PD committee. This year we had a challenge. The challenge was that many banks were saying that there need not be any branch audit. It is not possible to conduct branch audit at all in this particular situation. So because of COVID, the auditors will not come. We don't have staff, etc. Now we went to RBI and we also had video meetings with all 85 central audit firms. There are 85 central audit firms doing various public sector banks. And we had a meeting with them, and they were also convinced that branch audit is required. We wrote to RBI 3 times in April to say why branch audit is absolutely necessary in case of public sector banks. And we were finally RBI relented. They directed the banks that we should have the audit. And therefore, we could at least have 70-75% audits done of the branches this year. Second challenge was internal financial control. RBI suddenly said on 17th April that you have to give a report on IFC, and it was not possible because IFC has to be checked throughout the year, not after the year end. So we requested them to postpone, and they made it voluntary on all banks. So none of the bank gave IFC report. So virtually our request for one more year to be given to banks to prepare for IFC reporting was accepted. Currently we are into CNAG. Comptroller Auditor General has a panel, and we are into completing that panel work and supporting CNAG into having it appropriately listed, all marks, and there are new guidelines. So we have represented several times on new guidelines of CNAG, and that work is currently going on. There are many other things. We also work, this particular committee works for cooperative and NPOs. So we are having, all these years, we had a bank audit guidance note, which was done by Mumbai Group under my convenership for last several years. Last 7 consecutive years, we have been doing it there. But that is for generally for urban cooperative banks. Now this year, we have decided in PD committee that we can have some guidance on cooperative banks in addition to being, because there are different circulars of RBI notifications. So let us have separate guidance. And now you know RBI has taken over all the management of cooperative banks, multi-state as well as other cooperative banks. And therefore it is more important. This year we propose to have a publication on that, on a cooperative bank specifically. Also, there is another publication going on in case of non-profit organizations. That is also part of this committee. And generally, various, from yesterday and today, we have a seminar arranged with jointly with WRC about the various opportunities that we can take as chartered accountants. So such things are going on. There are many things going on in the central council or central office. And we have been meeting almost every week. Central council meeting is there. There are other committee meetings on video, including today we have infrastructure committee in the afternoon. There are so many committees meeting on video, and institute work is going in full steam. I'm happy to say that the whole institute will become digital in the times to come. Within next 2 years, you'll find everything digital. Even our accounts are going on ERP system, genuine ERP system, and of the institute and branches. In fact, what branches should do will be probably IT. GMCS is already online, but I hope that after COVID, we again go back to physical GMCS because that is what is required. But at branch level, we will have to think as to whether this webinar would be more popular, and whether even after COVID, there is some solution found, whether many people would like to attend physically. So maybe that physical gatherings would be less and less in future, and more gatherings would be in this form, video form. So maybe that will become the order of the day. Coming to the topic per se today, we have a huge challenge. We have a huge challenge. It was already stated by Anil Chikodiji. That most of our chartered accountants who are in practice are small. Currently, our number is about 140,000 practicing. But if you see the UDIN data, because I am in a UDIN group also, where I am a vice chairman of UDIN group, where UDIN group has states that about 105,000 to 108,000 chartered only have taken UDIN. That means other chartereds are in practice, but they are not in the practice of giving any certification or audit. They may be in project finance, or maybe in valuations, or maybe other practice, and not necessarily any practice relating to certification or audit. Now coming to this particular group, we are aware that most of us, except for the large firms in this country, most of us are small practitioners. And the small practitioners are the one who are finding this COVID situation extremely challenging. So I requested Anilji that along with other branches, we can have something discussed about this particular situation. What are the challenges we are facing? Friends, the challenges that we are facing are not necessarily same in all the cities. City like Mumbai or Pune or large cities like Ahmedabad in our region may have different challenges as compared to some of the challenges you may face at your offices or in case of your practice. I will give you some perspective where there are medium-sized firms and small firms will face several issues. All the issues may or may not be relevant to all of you. Some issues may be relevant to some CF firms, some may not, some other issues may be relevant to some other firm. So please listen to this particular presentation in a way that you can relate to some part of it at least, and what we should do as solutions to our issues that we have in this situation of COVID is what we'll try to discuss. How we reorganize our practice is what we will discuss. How we should have an office management, we will discuss. What is our virtual office and how we will benefit by that, we'll discuss. So in the given time, we will try to discuss that, and last about 20-30 minutes, we can take any questions that you have. So those who want to ask questions either can ask it on chat box, or you can send it to your respective chairman and they would ask the question. Respective chairman would ask the question at the end of the particular presentation. I have still not made PPT on this. I will send you the PPT to all the chairmen, and they would in turn send it to all of you who attended this particular webinar, so that you have some permanent record. But instead of looking at, generally I make my presentation in PPT only on points. You have to listen to what is stated there. Most of the PPTs are not useful because unless PPT is not made in a way that everything is written on PPT. You have to write a bullet point and then discuss. And therefore, instead of looking at PPT, I thought that if you listen to me, that would be more ideal. Coming to the subject proper, let us talk of this pandemic. And this pandemic, friends, has affected whole world. About 216 countries are affected in the whole world. We are approximately reaching 1 crore of people in the whole world are affected today. And the deaths are about 5 lakhs, nearing 5 lakhs today as on date. And this will continue because if you see the curve has flattened as far as world is concerned, even though in India it is going up. But for our population of 130 crores, the figure of 5 lakhs or something is virtually nil. And therefore, I think India, as on date at least, has been able to contain it to a large extent, even though there are reports that these figures may be a little less reported. But still, in spite of that, I think we have done wonderfully well as a country of 130 crores. This way of dealing with this as for flattening the curve, the most of the countries initially went into lockdown, like our country. And thereafter, we are still not started public transport. Where in other countries, almost everything has been started. All factories have been started. Now our government also will do the same thing. And there are risks in doing that, but there are risks in not doing that. And they have to weigh either way the risk and see that which one they want to take. And probably now opening up the economy seems to be the better solution, so that they will take. Now, currently coming to the world at large, about a couple of minutes on that. On the world at large, the losses, initial losses expected in May itself for the world as a whole was $9 trillion. This is a loss expected from COVID, but that can increase multifold because we are unable to really judge loss for each of the country. The whole world, there will be contraction of economies and GDP would fall, and economies would contract approximately 3 to 4% for the whole world as a whole. And in developed countries, the contraction would be anything from 5 to 9%, depending on various countries. On an average, it is supposed to be about 6%. But the good news in that also is that India and China, the contraction in economy should be only 1%. That was the initial estimate. Currently, continuously, it is coming of various reports that India may have first time in maybe 3-4 decades, will have a negative growth rate for the first time. But that's natural for the country like this, which is developing and trying to come up. But it is expected that in 21 we'll make it up, and we'll have a very, very fast growth as compared to the world. So again, that is a good thing. But in the current situation, the whole world, we find that there is a severe employment loss and there is no new hiring. In fact, H-1B visa cancellation by Trump itself, in spite of the whole Silicon Valley running on Indians, mainly when H-1B visa is cancelled, and they want from October 1st all Americans to be employed. I think we have a great opportunity. Once Bill Gates said that he said they asked him why you are employing so many people from India. He said not only they are good in English, or they are not only they are good engineers, and they are not only good in their knowledge on IT. If I don't do that here, there will be another Silicon Valley in India. Because they are so much capable that they will replicate this. Now, therefore, it is said that stopping H-1B visa completely may be a big mistake, and maybe Silicon Valley will shift to India. If something like that happens, India is already a service hub. It can be a very, very big thing for India on one side. So coming to this aspect of employment loss into those countries, there may be employment gains into these countries, in fact, at a particular level. There are other issues, of course. There is a fear that there will be a recession in the whole world, even much worse than 2009. And maybe we have to brace that. Coming to India per se, we should understand India, because even though as an SMP or even though as a chartered accountant, I felt we spend some 5 minutes on today's what is India scenario, we would understand that before we go to the subject proper on macro level what's happening. Now in India, several industries are affected. They are the same industries affected worldwide: tourism, travel, hotel. These are called hospitality industries. Automobile, construction, transport, and retail. These industries are very severely affected. Retail might come up faster than others. Exports have substantially dipped. Imports also have dipped to a large extent. Share market crashed initially, is trying to recover, but there is no real strength because the earnings may or may not be stable. There seems to be, of course, some companies seem to be good, like pharma. Information technology companies said will not currently hire many, but we may still start hiring at the end of the year. And they are still hopeful that things will be better, because, as I say, the whole world has started working. So they feel that their business may or may not be severely affected. Banking industry, of course, can have a serious issues because of moratorium given, and subsequently, MSME loans, even though they are being supposed to have been fully guaranteed by government. But they may have serious difficulty because, in case of government guarantee, especially central government guarantee, the account becomes NPA. When an account becomes NPA, the interest cannot be accounted. Only the principal you need not provide, but interest will be accounted only on receipt basis. In such a case, even though interest principal are guaranteed in India, we'll come to that. Banking industry may face severe problem as far as income is concerned by next year. And after moratorium of almost now 6 months, which is allowed, 3 months plus 6 months, what is going to be the recovery, especially in cooperative sector and other sectors, is going to be very big challenge. And there is therefore RBI is trying to pump in money to see that there are no recoveries of loan, but money is available for further lending, and that is a strategy currently in India by the RBI and the government. Of course, there is a severe loss of employment, wages. There is a problem of migrant workers severely, especially in cities, and we may face serious problem of restarting the cities unless the workers come back or new workforce joins, which is going to take time. There is a big problem of stoppage of working capital cycle. No one is paying no one. If nobody gets the money and nobody pays it through, then it's going to be a serious issue all the time. And this cycle of working capital where debtors are realized and creditors are paid has virtually stopped, especially for CS, and we'll come to that. There is a great obsolescence of goods. It's likely that goods would become obsolete on the shelf itself or in the godown, especially food products. And that will be a serious issue for many of our clients. If our clients, of course, are in travel. One of the clients I have as a medium-sized firm is travel tourism. The turnover was as high as 1,500 crores. You may not believe. Today their turnover is zero. Now, such kind of issues can come with even medium-sized firm. It's not small-sized firms that would create a problem. They have a problem today of paying the salaries. They have a problem today of asking people to leave the job. So there is this is one. Then obsolescence on the shelf. There is failure of enterprises, especially MSMEs, is expected, and this is our client base as the small CAs, MSMEs, and if MSMEs would fail and their data recovery is doubtful because they generally depend on single source of supply. They also depend on single customer. Many times they cater only to a very large customer. For example, in Aurangabad, if you have a Bajaj plant, there will be 400 small units dependent on Bajaj plant, and they would be supplying only to Bajaj. So once Bajaj is affected, everyone will be affected. I'm just giving example. Fortunately, Bajaj will not be affected. There was an initial idea is affected in India, but you can say that if you see the mood of the people, especially in Mumbai, people don't want to travel in public vehicles in future. So we may not travel mainly in trains or buses. At least we'll not like. So those who can afford two-wheelers, Mumbai has much less two-wheelers than Pune, but or other cities. But we will have many more now two-wheelers and small cars. So like companies like Bajaj, which are producing two-wheelers, and small car manufacturers like Tata's may benefit in a near future because everyone wants to have its own vehicle, his own vehicle to travel. The gold prices, I think, are zooming beyond our expectation. Is going to 50,000 in India, but that's another issue why they are going. Whether there is an import stoppage virtually, probably because of that, because there is no marriage season. So why they should go up is a question. Everyone is preserving cash and nobody wants to spend, especially on other goods, luxury goods, and we'll talk on that. Coming to the response of the government, it is Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan or Self-Reliant India Mission, on which our Prime Minister Modi talked about, package of 20 lakh crores. I'm not going into the question whether it is 10% of GDP or 1% of GDP. Let us see, this package has given us several things. One is, in addition to 61,500 crores given to Manrega in budget, they have allotted another 40,000 crores. So 1 lakh crore. They are trying to create the demand at the lower level. But I think this demand which they are creating may be only in essential goods, as it is going to the lowest level strata of the society. Another 10,000 crores were credited to Janadhan account of women. Refinance has been done to SIDBI, NABARD and NHB. So housing loans, the agricultural loans or industrial loans should be possible, 50,000 crores. Then, as I said, that as far as MSMEs were concerned, they had three major initiatives, which would be, of course, as chartered accountants doing MSME, we should be able to tell our clients about this, that they can benefit. One is collateral-free automatic loans to MSME with 100% credit guarantee cover to banks and NBFCs on principal and interest both. The amount set aside is 3 lakh crores out of 20 lakh crores package, and this is a very huge amount. Currently, it was available only to nationalized banks, so cooperative banks also stated that we also should be allowed. Now, there is an equity support to MSME of 20,000 crores and equity infusion to MSME through fund of funds of 50,000 crores. Friends, the fund of fund, the issue was that then you have to make a issue on the small exchange, and that is not possible for all our clients. So mainly they should be in guarantee cover. The guarantee cover is good because MSMEs currently may not have the asset base to give to the bank because they are already overdrawn. So they may not have asset base to give to the bank. So this collateral-free loans that may come from banks with central government guarantee of principal and interest may be a big boon. What I think all of us should recommend to our client is that they can have some 6 months requirement of working capital calculated. We can do it for them. Then go to the bank, ask for a moratorium of 3 to 6 months, get this amount to start the work, and go for say about 3 years repayment on that. So that can be a plan. I think this can be a plan even for a CF firm. We can talk about it in the next few minutes. So this is one. Now coming to farmers, of course, 30,000 crores of funding through NABARD. and concessional credit to 2.5 crore farmers through Kisan Credit Card, 2 lakh crores. Now, this Kisan Credit Card will be audited next year by us. So, all these loans which are going through Kisan Credit Card would be an issue for us in the next year's audit. Friends, one of the things we should understand as chartered accountants that we listen to various news on Ladakh, but Ladakh is only to pressurize us that because there is a rumor or there is a feeling or there is a study, whatever you could call it, which is telling us that we can have many units coming to us from China. So China as a manufacturing base, we wanted to have in India also as a manufacturing base. We are service based in this country, and we wanted to have to start manufacturing base in India, but it was not getting kick started, and now China issue and the whole feeling about China in the whole world there may be, and especially America is feeling about China, and Japan's feeling about China, that they may be having a problem of they may have to shift. Many of their companies may shift out of China, their production base. Friends, not that China is not efficient. One thing we should understand, it is very cheap. Why the companies shifted there in China, the production, the costs are very less, and therefore the even Indian units, like the manufacturers of clock, Ajanta, all of you know, it's cheapest clock available in the market. When we have our offices, we put our clocks on the walls, and that has also shifted to China for production. This thing. So this is what it happens, that these Chinese products are not necessarily they're bad or they are very cheap. They are very good, so they have shifted. But all the pundits, management pundits, who told us about the saying that there should not be concentration on either side, on supply side or the side where you are selling, the marketing side, have forgotten that. And China is currently, for example, selling India the medical intermediaries from where the medicines are made in India. It was before Doklam, it was 85%. Currently, still it is 70%. So if China stops exporting medical intermediaries to India, there will be a very serious medical crisis. We must understand this, that in spite of all issues, the ministers are saying that total zero imports from China would not be possible. India is trying, and every country is trying very hard to see that this dependence is less. America found that in some of the products, they have 90% dependence on China for supplies. This has created very serious supply chain management problem in the world. And that is why units may come out. But remember, everything will not come to India. In the previously also this has happened, that when they wanted to shift out of China, the units have gone to Malaysia, Thailand, or other places in the world, and they have not come to us. Why they have not come to us is because of the very serious issue about the red tapeism in this country, and nothing happens here so quickly, which can happen in a smaller country much faster. And that's why we might get very big units. So we were talking about this in other seminars, and the speaker said that the units, when very large units come to India, there will be many ancillary units. There may be transport required. There may be other production units required. And therefore, India may insist on a lot of indigenization of inputs as there and all local employment. And therefore, we have a very good chance. And as I say, if Bajaj one unit can support 400 MSMEs, these kind of large units coming to India will support thousands of smaller units. And in that case, we as chartered accountants, small chartered accountant or medium size firms, are expected to get lot of new work in the next couple of years. Manufacturing, friends, takes time to set up. It's not something overnight like a service industry where you set up an office and start next day. So here we are expecting something, but it's little long term, maybe 21 or 22, you will start seeing the effect. Why I'm saying this is that if that is really, it is happening and it will happen in next 6 months, then we need a little patience to go through this crisis. And therefore, let us start now with this, what is the crisis we have explained. And let us now go to the individual challenges that we are facing as a chartered accountancy profession. with this background, international and national background, and what government is doing and how it will affect us, let us go to our challenges and running our offices as chartered accountants, and then get solutions for that. And I'm fully aware that we are also to talk on office management and virtual office, which I'll cover in the solution part. Now, coming to the challenges, which I want you to listen to in next 10-15 minutes, because unless you list out challenges, you may not be able to say what are the solutions to that. We must see what is our problem, what are the issues we are facing. Unless we list them, it's not possible to really get any solutions to that. If I say I have no issue, I have no problem, then there's no thinking about it. So let us see. Friends, to start with, I will give you the two phrases that we generally use: disaster recovery plan and business continuity plan. Whether in this COVID, when we had total stoppage of all work on 25th of March, how many of us had the full server copied and available outside your office? That is disaster recovery plan. Suppose something happens in your office, either due to fire, flood, or anything else, whole of your data should be available outside your office. That is called disaster. Anytime, even in after 9/11, when there were 50 floors were occupied by single company, they started their office in 21 days after 9/11 in the USA. This is disaster recovery plan. So this is how it should be. How many of us have the data outside office and therefore they could use? Now in Mumbai, we have this practice. Maybe Anil's firm is maybe having this practice of doing this. Anil Chikodi's firm may be having this practice of keeping data outside, and therefore work from home was possible. For many of the Mumbai firms, the work from home was possible in this period because of this disaster recovery plan being fully operational, and the backups were available as nearer to the date of lockup. So I think if you don't have, this is one of the things you should think of, that whether you have such a plan. If you don't have, what will be the impact of that? Of course, the remote access is another thing where we have not even tried, we have not even done in the past. And therefore, our second phrase of business continuity plan. Whether without going to my clients, whether I can do my work, whether I have really any business continuity plan as far as my costs are concerned when I have no recoveries. So we'll talk about it. So business continuity plan is whether I can run my office, whether I can run to come. And if I cannot do it, then what are the issues I'm facing and what are the solutions to that we'll see. Now, one thing all of us are affected, which is a very, very major issue for all of us, is liquidity crisis. We will have a great delay in the recovery of dues, or our dues may not be recovered at all. After somewhere around in May, after April lockdown 1, lockdown 2, then I realized that it is very difficult to reopen offices in Mumbai, and it will take a very long time with the way Mumbai was going. So I rang up all major clients. Then I suddenly found that 1/3 of them said we'll never open. Probably they were so depressed, say that we will never be able to probably operate. We may have to sell off, we'll have to pay off or whatever. 1/3 of them were exactly opposite. They said we are doing fascinatingly well. We are unable to even cope up with orders, and we want to see that we'll grow. In fact, one of them said if some units after September, October are available in my industry, you suggest me, I'll buy them out, or I'll take them on rent, so that my business is growing and therefore it's good. Another case I told you, the first case I told you already, that suppose one of my travel client, which was very big, said that we don't know our future at all, because they have invested in airlines, in railways, they have invested in various hotels nationally and internationally, and the money is not coming back. And you don't know whether those organizations would survive at all to whom you are given advance. So you may have a huge loss. On the other side, you have a huge liability from tourists who are supposed to travel through your company. And it may be a very, very serious issue. So liquidity crisis is in the industry. The same liquidity crisis we will face as chartered accountants, as small and medium chartered accountants. You will then what liquidity crisis will be there? One of the thing is that all of us are extremely happy that since we don't have staff, our articles are not available, and therefore it is very good that the dates have been postponed to November. Now, in fact, that is very, very difficult for us to run our firms in that case. Up to previous year, I was billing some clients in July. after filing returns in August at least beginning. Some clients we were billing in September. Some clients we are billing for various scrutiny cases that we handled. Some clients I was billing in November who had transfer pricing. And we were billing for company audits. We were billing for various services like remittances and so many things. Now all has stopped. Now I'm very happy that since I don't have staff and I will have a date which is November. I think our printing will be all balance sheets, will be in December probably for signatures, and I will bill in January. Then I may or may not receive money by March. So how I'm going to run? Then I suddenly realize how I'm going to run this year. In 2021, if my billing is not, we are on cash basis. All of us are on cash basis for accounting. So what is going to be our recoveries? What is going to be our receipts? What are going to be our receipts of the year? And if we don't have that, then how am I going to have my costs? Now coming to the cost, all our costs are fixed. All our cost on the other side would be fixed costs. I have article stipend to pay. Many of us have chartered accountants, medium-sized firms, or we have old employees who are with us for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. So their salaries have gone up. Non-chartered also, salaries are high. In cities like Mumbai, we are on rented offices in commercial premises, which are very high rent. We have electricity bill to pay, telephone, mobile bills to pay. We have office expenses. We have several AMCs for our computers, AMCs for our office equipments running. And we have to do a lot of replacement, and we have to also do some upgradation of our computer systems every year. That is going to be a big challenge. Now, this expenditure, can it be reduced? If it cannot be substantially reduced, if I have no receipts at all in this particular period, virtually, or whatever receipts may not be even enough to pay for my fixed cost, then forget the drawings that the partners would have. It will have a very serious issue whether I can be able to sustain my operation, whether my staff, I will have to tell them to go home. If the staff goes home, the articles cannot be removed, but if the staff goes home, who will pay the gratuity? Because they are with me for a long period. Now, this is a very serious liquidity crisis, is the first point I will like to make. The second is a failure of business clients, which I told you that many may close down or many may downsize the operation. Most unfortunate part therefore was that they are only looking at future. In fact, if you see the past year, they were almost working for 11 and a half months or at least 11 months. And many of the turnovers, profits would be the same. Still tax will have to be paid on that. And losses that you are making currently cannot be shifted to previous year. And therefore, our work will be same for last year. But the clients have already started saying that they may not be able to pay or they will pay late. So there was a request for some of the clients for reduction of fees, in fact, of the last year's work, which we argued with them that last year there is no reduction in work. Reduction in work might come this year. So reduction in fees should come next year for 21 audits, not 20 audits or 20 work relating to return filing, etc. They said, but we don't have money. Now 3 months expenditure we have already incurred, in which all our working capital is zero. Now no bank is giving us more money. Now from where we are going to pay you? So reduce. So we are trying to reduce our costs, and therefore your fee for previous year is we are expecting a reduction. Now this kind of request is very dangerous. Now my problem is that our work will be same, our expenditure will be same, but I may have to take lesser fee just to keep the client as a reduction in fee. Now this reduction in fee will hurt substantially. Now here I am asking all of you that in case of company audit, we compulsorily take the appointment letter. But how many of us take yearly appointment letter as far as the tax audit, GST audits, or other work of certification is concerned? We don't do that. And therefore, some of our clients have, in fact, they have threatened some of the chartered accountants that they would shift out, because the chartered accountant who was doing work for several years doesn't have a letter stating he was appointed a chartered accountant for tax audit, for example, for the assessment year 2020. If you don't have that, your clients can, if you don't reduce the fee, client is threatening that I'll shift to another chartered accountant. Because I don't have any proof that he has asked me to do current year work, I may be in serious soup, and he may really shift to other CFOs. So either I should have a unity as a solution. I should have a unity in all the like these branches which are with us today. You can have a unity saying you will not take a client only for money purpose. If he is coming to you because he wants reduction in fee, because this is ridiculous. I have been serving him for 10 years, 20 years, and you are asking half a fee he is ready to give only. And that also, I don't know when it will come. He is saying that you will charge only half. Again, he is not sure when he will be able to pay me. And in this situation, if some of the chartered accountant tries to take a work of another CA, that will be most unfortunate part. I think we should not allow this. In a sense, this is immoral, and we shouldn't encourage this for any other chartered accountants clients. We should remember that. Another issue might come to us is will there be no increase in fees, and no increase in fees possible this year. We generally want increase in fee at least 5 to 10%, because our costs do go up by that much every year. How many percent your salaries go up, your other expenditure go up, your replacement cost goes up for your computers, your cars, your everything that you use, scooters, motorcycles. Now, if they go up, then you need a 10%. But we don't go to client. What we do at chartered accountant, we don't go to client every year. We don't say increase automatically 5-10% your fees. We go to client once in a while, once in 3 years, 5 years, and say you increase, so that all my future costs are taken care of. So I give a code which I tell him that another 3 years I will not ask for any increase. Now this, if I'm trying in the COVID year, this year, 2021, there will be no increase in fees. Forget increase. If you get the same fee as last year, and not only this year, next year you will say it and you might get it next to next year. So it's going to be very, very serious issue for increase in fees, and therefore to have the additional expenditure that to be cope up with is a very difficult issue. Difficulty in servicing existing client may be a very serious issue, because we are working with severely reduced staff. Social distancing will be required, and therefore I cannot ask all the article trainees and staff to come every day, even in the coming months. And it's going to be a very serious problem. Even sending the client to the client office is a problem, because they also don't have a staff, and social distancing will be an issue. And our articles trainees, father, mother, parents are saying that we will not send them, and this is going to be a problem. And there is a fear of repeated lockdown, and therefore serving the existing client is going to be also a big issue. Difficulty in expanding professional work and new client is obviously there. There are some large firms which have a target every year that they will get so many new clients, so much new work, so much addition to their gross income. This may be a great difficulty this year. Another major difficulty we will face is retaining quality staff. If some of the firms do a niche work, suppose you are doing valuation, and then you have a staff which does it. Some of the firms are doing affiliate practice, and you have some chartered accountant doing affiliate practice for you, or helping you in that. So there can be some areas in your work, or some of them may be doing arbitration. Now, some of these things require a specialized staff. Now, retaining this quality staff, the expectation of the quality staff is not only treating them well, but they expect heavy increments in their emoluments. Now, in fact, I'm thinking of cutting down the salaries of my staff. In that, they will never take a cut, and they will ask, in fact, for a fat increment. Now, how will I be able to keep my quality staff? May be a very serious issue with some of the mid-sized firms. Now, there are other issues, like we will have accumulation of compliance work. I told you all dates are going to November and December. There is a big accumulation of compliance work. We have no availability of article clerk. Already one batch which went on leave in last December or January may not come at all, because by the time they come in August, if at all exams are held, and if they come in August, then their articleship would be over by that time. Another batch which for December may have gone on 1st June or 1st July, they would go, or 1st August. So they are also not available to me for November work. And therefore, who will be doing this accumulated compliance work is a big issue. Another major issue for many of us in main cities, and maybe there in some of the smaller cities as well, is keeping social distancing. If I have a large staff, and my offices in Mumbai, you will laugh at it if you see, but many of you must have come to Mumbai, Pune, and seen the offices. Office size is as small as 10 by 10 or 10 by 20 feet room. And what kind of social distancing you expect in proprietors' offices in cities, larger cities? And maybe in mid-size and small cities also, some of us may have very small offices compared to staff strength, and how social distancing can be maintained would be a big challenge. There are other issues in this which will come as a these were of course other issues. There was one personal issue that our habits have changed in personal habits have changed. We have a habit like we always used to laugh at Pune that they go home and sleep in the afternoon. I think we also have, all of us in lockdown may have picked up that habit, and whether we'll be able to change our own personal habits of not working really, I would say, to coming to full work would be an issue. But I would like to list some of the issues which we might get as professionals. Now let us come to the professional work and issues that we will get in the professional work. One of the issue, of course, at personal level, and maybe it will affect our firms, maybe is the financial frauds that are happening. EMI monitoring moratorium frauds have happened all over the places, and the banks are saying don't share your sensitive information like OTP, PIN, CVV or password. But it has happened to the clients, it has happened to CAs also, and this is a financial frauds or phishing mail is a very major issue that may face. In fact, there is another major issue we will face is the dilution of controls. If you go to bank, if you have gone to bank in April and May, you would have found only two people there, one officer and one clerk. Where is internal control? Banks were talking of authorization, dual controls, and this is of course everywhere. If you go to your clients and you have to some of the mid-sized client, if you have to give IFC certification, internal financial control, you will find it very difficult because there are new controls, and you don't know whether those controls, which are the new controls, whether they were tested, whether they were in operation, and there is a very big risk of frauds there in serious dilution of internal controls, and this is where we are at highest risk, and these frauds can affect us substantially in some of the because everywhere there is money, there is likely to be the the feeling that I can take it away. Coming to other very serious issue that we might get in our work is unacceptable decisions which are unpleasant and unacceptable to my clients. Now here, the problem is of all accounting and auditing standard being still applicable in the COVID situation. Yeah, I don't know how many of you have attended a world seminar, which webinar, which ICI did with SAFA, Kappa, IFAC dignitaries, and India had was a host. And there the question was asked whether there will be any suspension of accounting standard and dilution into the auditing standard, whether it is possible. All of them in one voice said no. They're all accounting standard and auditing standards are capable of handling COVID situation, and no dilution or suspension is required. This debate was started in Italy, where Italy said that going concern standard, we will have to consider 36 months instead of 12 months, which is an international benchmark. And they say that in 12 months, nothing in Italy will be a going concern. None of them will be a going concern. So we cannot allow this thing to happen. This is called dilution of auditing standards, suppose. And when we talk on auditing standards in some other seminars, which I have asked all the chairmen to take up more auditing standards in the discussion, we will find that this will have a very serious issue. So one of the issues that we will have unpleasant decision is whether we are certifying or not certifying going concern issue with our clients in the coming years. When we talk on going concern standard, we'll talk more on what are the issues, there are three things. Of course, I'll quickly tell you in half a minute. There are three things I have to see in a going concern. One is whether there is a negative cash flow consistently year after year. Number two, whether I have a net operating loss year after year. So these are the two things. And third is whether my net worth is negative year after year. All three things, if you see, they are all related, but they are not necessarily the same for all the organization. So if these three things are negative, then going concern is in serious doubt, and the doubt is on repayment, near repayment in next 12 months, whether they are possible or not possible. And there are many issues. You have seen that Jet Airways, the Big Four resigned, saying that the going concern issue has not been addressed properly, and the Jet actually closed down within 4 months thereafter. So this is how serious is the going concern issue in many companies. Expected failure in case of repayment of loan. This is a very serious liquidity issue, and how we handle it in audit will be a problem. Friends, another I like you to see the impairment of asset. AS 28 is something which we generally say give a standard note, saying there is no impairment of asset. In COVID situation, there can be impairment of assets of several types. One of them I already told you about inventory. Inventory can be inventory in some of the larger, some of the concerns of food products. Inventory may just expire, that it will not be sold at all. So when you are valuing inventory at market, at cost or market price, then market price technically that recoverability of or NRV, whether you can really take NRV of 31st March and value it at a high value, or you will say no, there is a complete problem here, and then this inventory obsolescence has to be considered properly, and inventory obsolescence need to be factored in the last year, and whether income tax will allow such a factoring of obsolescence in the subsequent period, in the previous period provision, whether they will call it an actual provision or a reduction in inventory value taken in March, there will be acceptable, not acceptable, is something you can take it up in other seminars like income tax and GST seminars. But coming to these particular issues, especially in income tax seminars, not GST seminars, but this is one issue you might face in inventory. Friends, we will have an issue in fixed assets also. I'll just give you an example which may not fit into all our practices, but I'm just giving you an example to understand what are the issues we'll face as far as impairment of assets or fixed assets are concerned. Suppose you have a die or a mold. Now the automobile industry said this die is good for manufacturing 1 lakh pieces of, say, Maruti car, or the outer cover of that can be made 1 lakh pieces. But they said, no, I think we will be able to sell only 80,000, and let us see the manufacturing done period wise, and we'll write off this die value over 80,000 pieces that are manufactured, because as more and more pieces are manufactured, the die will not give the same quality, and therefore I want to manufacture only 80,000. Now in this situation, why the 80,000? Because they say that our car is good, but our competitor is coming out with something in next 12 months, and whatever I can sell this year is only okay, because thereafter I'll not be able to sell much. So that's why now the competitor is still coming after 1 year in spite of COVID, because this is designing of new products, and that will come, they will come. But they have not sold anything in last 3 months. Suppose April sale was almost zero for all the companies, and if their sale was May was also very less, and if the sale is not likely to be 80,000 by the time now, the market conditions have changed, and it's not likely to be by the date the new product is coming in the market. Suppose now the estimate is I'll be able to manufacture and sell only 50,000 vehicles. If that is the estimation of the company, this is an impairment of asset that has happened, and all the future depreciations will come on 50,000 as a total number. And if I already manufactured 20, means I will have to write off 40%. Now this is where the problem will come. I'm aware that change in depreciation rate is now prospectively done, to be done prospectively. So you will say it will come in 21 and not in 20. But there are prudence may require you to write off something which is not likely to yield anything in future. So one way of doing it is, out of 80,000, if I have already done 20,000 or 25% write off, for remaining period of 30,000, I can write off the remaining value. But maybe some of the units might try to say it is impaired asset, and therefore I like to write off now. So there are issues with fixed asset as well as there are issues with other assets, and there is a complete destruction of brands. If some of you have valued brands, you are aware that brands in large cities, of course, this is very major. For example, if I go to market today, the Dettol is not available. Dettol for hand wash is not available. We asked for several months. They say it is going to hospitals in a big way, and it is not available on retail. Even Dettol soap was not available in Mumbai for 2 months. Now it is available. Now that Dettol liquid is still not come. Then I go to market and ask for liquid, because liquid is required in office and in house in large quantities. They say Savlon is available. Savlon is the HUL product in the Sunday. Now what happens is Dettol has made advertisements over several years, and then suppose Amul is now available. Amul was not available for some time. They have done advertisement for a year and created a brand. This is destruction of brand for 2 reasons. One is The customers have started using another product, another competitor's product. Secondly, when they use it, they might find it either cheaper than my product, and they may still feel quality is same. They can use it. So whole brand creation, which I did over several years, can be a serious issue. These are, these issues we must understand at CS whether they are applicable in our own practice or not. That how much impairment can happen in the economy, and this is where the issue is. Another, of course, the audit to be done from remote location. All the now the date has been taken from 30th June to 31st July for even listed companies. But even otherwise, many of the clients are saying that we don't have staff and you may not be able to come up to December or September. So please start remote audit. And audit or advice from remote location is something that we will have to face. Of course, we will have to also think of several things. We will take it up in auditing standards. We will have to issue 4 things in this year report. These are unpleasant decisions that we'll have to say. We'll have to either give CAM, that is key audit matter, even though 701 SA 701 is not applicable to unlisted companies. We will have to use CAM this year to safeguard ourselves. Key audit matters. We will have to go for qualified reports, either adverse reports or qualified reports will be the order of the day. We may have to go for disclaimers, SA 705. And or we will have to go for SA 706 EOMs. So emphasis of matters. Wherever the company has disclosed many things, we have to emphasize that in our report. But a EOM is no substitute for adverse report. And we'll talk about it. And EOMs are absolute must. CAMs are absolute must. But even adverse report or disclaimers may be required, or a qualified report would be a problem. I will say here before we go to solution, that if you go to the risk, first how you first identify the risk. I've tried to identify some of the list of risks that we are facing today in the COVID situation or otherwise as SMPs. This is a short-term view. We'll talk on long-term view also. These are the issues we are facing today. And long-term view is, of course, as I say, we wanted to have increase in income, increase in fees, have new clients. These are long-term issues that we will face, that will not get. So first we identify the risk. Some of the risk, as I say, may not apply to some, will apply to some of the firms, some may not apply to them. So suppose delay or reduction fees is your issue. That is what is the risk you are identifying. Some other medium-sized firm may face a retention of quality staff is the issue for them. So you have to first identify what is the real issue for you. And next is you assess the risk in that issue. What is the, so first identify the risk, then assess the risk. Assess the risk for high, medium or low gravity. So whether it's a high gravity in that issue or whether it's a low. For example, if I don't have a big staff, then retaining quality staff is a low gravity issue. But delay in fees would be a major issue for you, not the other way around. Now, then you have to plan the mitigation strategies, mitigating the risk. Now, how we mitigate the risk? We will first categorize them and then take action on mitigation. There are 4 parts of mitigating action. One is either I accept that there is a risk or I don't accept there is a risk. So we have to see whether there is a risk. Even SA 315 says that first assess the risk, whether there is a risk or not. And if you assess the risk, you have to accept that there is a risk to start mitigating it. Second is you can avoid the risk. You can change the way you practice. You can change the areas in which you practice and you avoid. So what is riskier now? I will avoid. Third is transfer the risk. So many of you may have the loss of profit policies. Our clients may have loss of profit policies. So this is like transferring the risk to insurance companies. And fourth is managing the risk. And we will manage the risk, and we will now talk of managing the risk. And last is, of course, monitoring the progress on this risk. And we will also monitor. So managing the risk is something I'll be talking now. And then we will see how we, then of course, we will see that we monitor this, our progress throughout the year. Now come to solutions of what I was talking. Now coming to solutions, there are 2 maxims I will like to tell you. One is, remember that things would never be the same again. If you are thinking I'll practice the same way I was practicing for so many years, maybe 20, 30 years or maybe 5 years, it is not going to be the same. People have got new habits. They have understood the advantages of various things during COVID. Even the quality life that we are having today They have understood the importance of that, and the whole life and the lifestyle will change in the coming years, in the coming months itself. So the things would never be the same again, and therefore my way of practice cannot be the same again. If I am thinking of same way of practice, I will lose. I lose to others in the profession. Then another thing is that I told you the whole list of things that are there are issues. So because of that, should I be depressed and should I say that there is nothing possible in my life and I will suffer so badly? How am I going to manage for the next 12 months? The reason is that we will have to see that there are obstacles now. And Maxim says that obstacles are those fearful things we see when we are not looking at our goals. And therefore, our goal is to progress. Our goal is to be a very good chartered accountant. Our goal is to be a very good firm, a not known firm in our profession. In that case, these obstacles is something I will have to deal. I will have to accept this risk, and I will have to mitigate the risk. And I will have to make these challenges into opportunities, and we'll talk about that. Coming to the first part of solution, what I will do about liquidity crisis, because this is, I told you that some of us, we are on cash basis, so some of us may not get money even equal to our expense, forget drawing something from the firm this year as proprietor or partners getting good drawings every month. It may be an issue. Actually, there is really speaking, there were many questions, as the April and May lockdown continued. There are chartered accountancy firms or the individual chartered accountants were asking whether we should pay the salaries at all, whether we can cut on salaries. They asked us whether stipend need to be paid because articles are just sitting out home doing nothing. They say we don't have laptop, we don't have the Wi-Fi, so we cannot work. So they are not working, whether I should pay the stipend at all. Some of them have gone to the extent of saying that all the reserves of ICAI should be paid back to the profession, and we should get interest-free loans, which we may or may not refund to ICAI in future, depending on whether we survive or not. My reply to all of them was, first of all, there is no institute in the whole world which gives you a teaching, which teaches you something, which gives you a certificate, also gives you updation. For example, in lawyers, there is no updation. Doctors update on their own. There is no CP. There is no institution like ours which teaches you, which gives you takes an exam, gives you a certificate, updates you on various things, and also ensures that we have a campus. We have a campus for new CAs. We have a campus for mid-career campus, where for CAs who are already in employment, we have the foreign campus where you can get foreign employments to us, and we support all our chartered accountant upgradation, updation in every way so that they can practice well, which is the organization in the world which ensures the earning capacity of the professionals that they are producing. No university, no one will give you a guaranteed employment. That employment is guaranteed or your practice is guaranteed, and therefore whatever the institute has to be given back to the professional. Then those in employment will say, we have also paid the fees over the years, and reserve is also due to us. And 2/3 of them are in service today. So if it has to be unlocked, it has to be given to them 2/3, and only 1/3 will come to the profession who are in practice. But this is up to which those have thought. I thought about it for a minute and said, is it in first 2 months of any lockdown, my practice of 10-year, 20-year, 30-year crumbles? I can't survive for 30 months for a 30-year practice, or not even 3 months. And I say that what is the real issue? There are two issues. One is, there are really small practitioners who have no savings. There are no savings and they are in serious difficulty, and therefore they are dependent on the monthly fee of concurrent audit. There are complaints that some of the banks have cut the fee of concurrent audits not done in March and April. And they say, we will not pay you because you were not present in that period, COVID period, you never turned up in the branch, and I will not pay you. But they are dependent on that to run their office. So there are chartered accountants who have no savings because of their earnings are very less, and therefore they are unable to save. Their house expenses, office expenses are high, and therefore they are unable to save, and they are in real soup. But there are many others who are proprietors or partnership firms who are doing fairly well over the years, and they have taken or withdrawn a lot of money, and they have their houses, They have their farmhouses and they have their other investment, gold and then shares and fixed deposit and postal investments and whatnot, every type of investment they have made. Today, the mindset is, I will not put it back. Everyone is looking at new income to or income to see that my expenditure is met. This is not the right way of thinking, in my opinion. If I am the owner, if I'm a brand, If Anil Chikodi's firm is a brand, if it is a brand, I must secure my brand. These brands are not created overnight. These brands are created over the years with all lot of toiling, lot of hard work going into it. And over 2 or 3 or 5 months or 12 months, will it be destroyed? I will not allow it. If you ask me, I'll not allow it. The best way is to unlock your investment. Unlock your investment, then let it be reverse flow. You got from your firms, you got from your business, you got from your practice so many years, so many good things. Now it's a time to repay. It's a time to repay. You unlock your investment and see that neither your articles nor your employees are in trouble. Remember that your employees depend on you. They are with you for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years or more. And there's cut in salary. We were thinking of cutting salary, and I'm not saying cutting salary is not a solution. Cutting salary is a solution for high employees earning high amounts. In Mumbai, we decided above 40,000 or above 50,000, you can have some cut, 50%, 25%. But below 40,000 in Mumbai, the family cannot survive. The cost of living is so high. So some of the firm decided less than 30,000 whose salary will pay full salary. Those who decided that above 40,000 only we will cut 25%. Above 75, 80,000, if there are niche employees, we will request them to cut 50%. With a promise, again I repeat, if you have to do it, there is a promise that I will pay this money moment I recover. I believe that all of us will recover our money over the period. It will take time, but we will recover. And as I recover, I told my staff that there will be no increment. I told my staff, I can tell my staff there will be no bonus this year. But I can tell them that when I get my money, when my things are on line, when they go on the normal course, I will pay you all this. This is holding back in period because of the liquidity crisis. So one way of looking, if you really are in trouble and don't have saving, you can request your people to say, I'm not paying you today, but I will pay you as the money comes. I will not withdraw. I will pay you. I will support you. And this is where your organization will survive. This is only temporary liquidity crisis. This is not reduction in salaries. This is only temporary. You're drawing less and I will recoup that. That is the spirit in which if I work, the whole organization will give me so many duas, I would say, that I will in fact in future, I will be a better organization to come up with. And another thing which I told you, if you are really in a fix and you have spent your money on some medical emergencies or otherwise, and you don't have any savings to put back, then you can you can register yourself as MSME. CAs can register ourselves as MSME. We don't do it because our clients resist. They say we'll have to pay you in 45 days. And if you don't pay, then you will report that. So don't be MSME, but you can be MSME. You can go to banks. There are banks who are giving us loans. I again gave you that solution in the beginning that we can have estimate our 6 months requirement of capital, working capital. We can go to the bank. We can ask for that money. We can ask for 3 to 6 months moratorium, repay that in next 36 months. And I don't need any government scheme for that. I'm confident that I'll be able to repay my 6 months expenses over next 36 months over the period, and I will survive if I have a survival issue today. And those firms which are in good position, those proprietors who are in good position must unlock their personal investment to see that in this crisis, we are a better organization where our employees and articles who depend on us. The second thing I like to say that the COVID tells us that there should be no travel. Therefore, the teaching we can go digital. We talk of virtual CA form now. We can go digital. You can use technology. Think of virtual form. We can have various things done. Currently, we are all on webinar, but we can be on video. Why should I call client? In Mumbai, it takes long time. For example, for client to come in your cities may not take long time for you to meet client, but all of you will definitely have clients beyond your city limits. And therefore, you can always have video conferencing with them. Don't spend your time or your staff's time or their time into coming and going. Five of us can speak on video very well, and all of us can have a discussion. And we have been doing this in the institute for last 3 months without absolutely any issue. And those who have not done it still can try regular video conferencing with client. In fact, I was visiting my staff during audit. I can have video conferencing with my staff also when they are there. I need not go there just to take a stock of what they are doing unless I want to meet the owner. I can, for this, I can use Zoom, I can use WebEx, I can use Google Hangout or whatever. Many packages may be available at cheap rate, and I can go for that. In the business, I can, another issue for us for working from home was on the laptops which are available with our staff. We had no particular packages. For example, Tally was not available with them. So my client sending Tally, they could not work from home. So putting Tally on the laptops, GST packages if you are using packages on the laptop, or TDS packages, income tax packages, or transfer pricing packages, etc., which you need very regularly. You can put on some of the key employees' laptops and allow them to work from home. You can also think of several other things for your office like Dropbox. You can think of PDF premium, not PDF free that we get. We can think of Zoho Books. Zoho Books, friends, comes with Zoho People, Zoho Webinars, etc. And a good news is, and some of you may be aware or may not be aware, but because it has been very recent decision of Committee for Members in Practice, that Zoho book will be available free. I repeat, free to all the chartered accountancy firms for 1 year, including Zoho Webinar and Zoho People and all many things. For 1 year, some of the part, that accounting part is free for 3 years. And some of the other, these features are available for 1 year free. You go to the site of another 15 days down the line, you can go to the site of, because agreement was to be signed. The agreement would have been signed and Zoho would start giving us online support for Zoho Books, etc. Institute is also trying for cloud computing and other softwares. I'll come to that we are investing a lot and will be made available free to us. So, but for the time being, we can buy cloud space and decide on many packages which work in cloud. Another thing we have to think of in virtual office is server sharing. Currently, a simple server sharing is done with TeamViewer. But TeamViewer, if you don't pay for it, gets expired within 15 minutes, 20 minutes. So you need to pay for TeamViewer if it is to be paid, or you can use VPN for your offices, and VPN facility you can use for server sharing. Now, sir, friends, VPN facility if you take, server sharing with our client is also possible. For example, I cannot now visit my clients because they don't have staff, they are in lockdown also. So what happens is, if some staff goes there, their server sharing in a secured mode can be done through VPN to my office, and they will share their server and I will do remote audit. So you can think of that. Then employees who are working in the field, there are employee tracking softwares available about role, responsibility and reporting. Their performance can be tracked on a day-to-day basis. So those packages, if some of the larger firms want to think of, can be done. But most important is, with all that virtual CA office, and there can be a separate lecture, we were trying a speaker today also, a separate lecture on virtual office, but we can there talk on cyber security. We must have a secured environment in which my server is approached and also I approach the other server. And whenever you are trying to approach the server of your client, take read-only password under any circumstances. Some of you have done the bank audit this year in the remote from remote location, know how read-only passwords work, and you see that it's only read-only password, and there is no infecting of client server or our server in these times to come. Coming to the other solutions, that is a work from home. Now I told you these packages are first required for work from home. Work from home, we must make it as a part of our practice. If you see, if there is a news that Big Four in Mumbai and other cities have offered new employment, if you are ready to work from home, this is an advantage because you don't have to create any infrastructure. In case of work from home, no infrastructure is required, and no computers, no tables, no offices, nothing is required. They say you will get 30% less salary if you are ready to work from home, but and they have double advantage: no infrastructure plus lesser salaries. But other than this salary advantage, I would say that You can handle bigger work of compliance. People are ready to work from home. You can deliver services on time. Even Saturday, Sundays, they work. I work from home. You will retain the quality staff because you give them flexibility timing. You can also have, suppose there is a sudden lockdown in your case, still people can work from home and deliver what they want. But remember, in work from home condition, let there not be too much long working hours. Everybody today working from home say that 12 hours, even on Saturday in case of your staff, if you can. Another major thing about our office management, what we can think in COVID and for our growth is the training and updation of partner staff, CAs in our office, and also trainees. In training, we can have several courses. We can think of several courses of the institute. Friends, today institute courses which were available at 40,000 international tax and 25,000 IFRS is today available at 20,000 and 7,000 respectively. There is a too much rush there, but they are trying to cope up with. We have increased the batch size from 50 to 100, and last week we have increased it to now 200. So batch sizes have been increased to see that all are accommodated. You can easily do any course of the institute now at a very, very at a fraction of an amount which you were doing in the past in physical mode. So I will request you to take many other courses of the institute to grow your practice. You can take up arbitration, valuation, IFRS, internal audit, insolvency, FEMA, international tax. I will also on use of gadgets that you will buying this. Of course, the government has said that there are standards this year in COVID situation. You have less work, at least for the time being. Before the work comes, I think both the things we have ignored over a long period, and we can learn an auditing standard and ethical standard. We have been in fact saying, if you see SA 700, when we talk of in auditing standard, both the things are very clearly stated in our report. That I have followed ethical standards, not only of the institute, but also under the law in which I am signing. And also I am signing based on all the auditing standards have been complied with. So this is the best time to update on that. COVID has taught us to be unique. You know, don't have unique in a particular way. It says that you don't have, you please stop overcrowding at any place. Now, if overcrowding is to be stopped, what others are doing, I should not do, is overcrowding, right? Where everybody is going, I will not go. Similarly, what others are doing, I should not do is because it is overcrowded. What is overcrowded? Practice in GST, practice in income tax, practice in small audit. Is it overcrowded? Then I will be unique. I will stop overcrowding. And therefore, I will think of project finance or due diligence. So several other things, like I told you, I can go in information technology, FCRA, labor laws, many things there. Now coming to this, that seminars I can attend on various opportunities and think how I can grow. I will say that for your office management, we must change the way we are doing the work so far, so many years. First of all, I have to be an expert. I have to be an expert. You remember that the example which you may have heard from me in the past. If a general practitioner, a doctor, can earn 50 or 100 rupees a day, a MD doctor who gives you advice can get asked for 500 or 1,000 rupee fee for just one visit. But a surgeon can ask you 1 lakh to 5 lakhs for one operation. The expertise, friends, pays, and therefore all these areas which I told you, different partners must take up different areas, and we must be an expert. We must keep on adding value. Friends, if now the limit of income tax audit made 5 crore or GST audit made 5 crores is where we have lost many clients. Now, will the client call me in his office or will he have a same interaction with me when I am not auditing him at all under any law for the time being? If that is so, then that is a value addition he expects, or he has accepted that there is a value addition being done by me, and therefore he values me and he will continue to pay. Now, coming to this value addition, please add value to your clients. There are two things I will tell you about time. What we sell only time. Can we change now? Change our attitude. We sell time, so we should do two things. One is I should bill on time. How many of us have the things listed as to how much time I spent? And I'll come to another point where you will understand that we are spending a lot of time where we don't earn at all. So if we list what every day, what every hour I did, and in the Big Four, there is a system that you work for 55 minutes and 5 minutes are given to you to put what you did in last 55 minutes, you put in the computer system itself. And that is how the time is tracked as to what you did. That is employee performance also and billing also. So you should not only send bills in based on time, you should also bill in time. So on time, I'll tell you two things. You should have the bills based on time, and then you see whether you are profitable or not profitable with an organization. And secondly, you should bill in time. If I had done my, say for example, return filing in July, and some of the client I told them that if you don't have a salary, then we can file return much earlier. Even though at least let us be ready to file return. Even if it is the date is September, is November. So I told them that, and moment my work is done, my bill will go. I must bill in time. There is no value to your work after 6 months. Value to your work is when the client is in difficulty. When client wants you, that is the time. That's why another advice to you is ask for advance. Ask for advance in all niche work you do. When you are doing affiliate practice, when you are forming a company, when you are doing a valuation, when you are doing any niche practice, international taxation, please ask advance. All lawyers do two things, which we never do. One, they always ask advance, and they will give you a whole list of expenses that out of that advance and say fee is still balanced. So they take advance. So another thing we should learn from lawyer is they never give any advice without a paper. We have a very bad practice of giving advice on phone. My client rings up and says, I want to sell one of the 3 flats I have invested in. And can you tell me what taxes I will have to pay? Then I say, when you bought, so and so year. Yeah. So this will be your capital gains tax. And if you don't want to pay, this is the solution. Now, since suppose you have only 2 properties, then one of the properties selling, you can buy another property, whatever. Now you say, then he says, but can we do this? So then I give him some other figure. He says, but if I wait for some time, probably I'll get a better value. Can you give me the figure for that? That also I tell him. And after all that discussion and quick responses to him for 15-20 minutes, he says, नहीं ऐसा लगता है कि अभी prices अच्छे नहीं है market में. Let us wait next year सोचेंगे. क्या हो गया आपका आधा घंटे का? कुछ नहीं. How are you? कैसे चल रहा है? घर कैसे चल रहा है? बेटी क्या कर रही है? बस खत्म. You lost all half an hour and there was no service for which you will be able to bill. If somebody talks to you like this, you send him, say if you were a lawyer, you would have said कि आपका जो agreement है ना पहले वाला वो भेज दो और इसमें on email you tell me what price you are likely to get. I'll send you a mail on calculation. I'll have to consult some of the papers and then I'll send you. They will send and you send a bill also. Then he will not spend time for you on just faltu talking about what he wants to do next year or next to next year. Is taking your time. People will come, salaried people will come and say, "Kidhar invest karna hai?" Every year they know they have to invest in NSC, PPF, PF, whatever, but they will still come to LIC. But say, "Ye baras kya karu?" Unnecessary waste of time. Because we do for advice, we don't charge it all. We must bill in time. We must bill based on time, and we will stop all free advice. And we will take advance. If you can do these 4 things in office management, I think we'll be fantastically changing the way we will work in future. Take COVID as a thing, as a base, and say we have changed the way we practice. We will continue to excel. We'll work even more harder in Mumbai where we don't have travel time now. We'll invest that in client. Another very, very major thing I want to tell you. Have we ever done an ABC analysis of our client? ABC analysis of our client tell us that 80% of the client pay for 20% of the fees and 20% client pay 80% of the fees. This 80-20 rule, you know. Am I really giving service to 20% client who give me 80% of the fees? I said no. Then why I'm keeping those 20% client, 80% client who are giving me only 20% fee? Can I do ABC analysis and just ask C-class client to go? You know, when I did it, when our firm merged into other firms and we created a larger firm, all C type of clients we left. All cooperative audits of housing cooperative we left. All small trust where our audit fee was 2,000, 3,000, 5,000, we left. We all individual clients who are retired employees who were giving us a lot of trouble to our staff, We had 600,000 files, people coming every quarter, some of them coming yearly to our office and spending time with our staff. We said these C clients have to go. We had to lose some revenue to start with, but we grew. Because of that, I had a time to learn, and we started affiliate practice, which was not there in my firm. And today we earn much more in affiliate practice than on return filing today. And therefore, the advantage of deleting C class client or C type client was much better in this. Of course, another thing I must talk before I start giving you a chance to give your question is how we cut cost. I told you it's very difficult. It's very difficult to cut costs because our costs are mainly fixed. But remember, friends, about cost one maxim. Life is not expensive. The lifestyle is. Can you change your lifestyle to change your cost structure? See what we should do. Suppose I was changing my car every 3 years as a lifestyle, I can change it after 4 years. If I was changing my laptop every 2 years, I can change it after 3 years. Can I change my lifestyle? Number one. Number two, can I look at this is one, of course, changing the lifestyle and thinking that, yes, I'm good today and I don't need to spend. And secondly, can I revisit some of my expenditures? For example, when I revisited my expenditure relating to subscriptions, and I asked my partner whether I need all of them, they said not required. Everything is available on Google or everything is available otherwise. So many subscriptions can be done away with. And fortunately, this was April-May period. So I have not paid for the next subscription in many cases, saying this is not required, I don't need it. And all unwanted expenditure was reduced. You can look at unwanted expenditure, which is small. We use rough papers in our internally. Our senior partner need printout, and they are not comfortable on computer. So we give them printout. So that rough paper we use, or back paper we use. Paper used once, we can use a reverse of it. We are using for review of documents. We can reduce travel costs. As I told you, you can have virtual meetings and there's no need to go, and therefore our expenditure on travel would come substantially down. All of us have got first class passes. We use our cars so often, all our petrol cars. So you can imagine how much amount can be saved. We will automate to a large extent. And another thing we will definitely think of is downsizing. Unwanted employees would definitely have to go, even though I have to spend initially on their gratuity, etc. In long term, I will benefit. I will downsize wherever required, and I will also take newer employees who are more expert in the times to come. One thing I'll tell you about the cutting of costs. It's a way of life. Cutting of cost is a way of life which should sink to your every employee and every article, every trainee in your office. If some of the offices put off lights and ACs during lunchtime, half an hour, you will say how much cost in electricity you are going to save. It is not the cost saving, it is the way of life. Putting off the lights and the ACs indicate to the staff that there is a cost saving. Every rupee saved is every rupee earned, and that has to be a habit there. Second is, of course, delay in buying asset. I told you. We need to do a lot of things to grow. And one thing I told you that you can be using ICI e-platform. We cannot advertise. ICI is coming up with e-platform for all the CA firms, where you can have we can have our data given on the e-platform. ICI is also set aside 30 crore as a fund for digitalization of CA offices. We'll give office management software, audit tools, various document formats, templates free. We are ready to spend even 50 to 100 crore also on this issue. For all SMPs would get all this free for years to come, including cloud space. We are trying to get it free for the profession over the period, and we'll succeed. I think we can use that. I will only say that we must bring back discipline in our life. We must see our eating habit, weights, everything we have to keep in control. We should not do what we should not do. That is what is bringing back discipline. Not doing what should not be done. We must be cool. This period is very difficult, and we must practice either yoga, be very cool. We must be very positive that this shall also pass. Every day you say Birbal Bacha story. You must be knowing Bachas, Birbal. Give me one line which is good in very good time and very bad time. He said, "This shall also pass." So the best time will also pass and the worst time will also pass. So let us be positive that this worst time shall also pass. There is one tip I want to give you before I close, that when you use opportunity to grow with your current clients, you can serve them differently. Free, I'm saying to start with, but they will take your value up there. For example, if you have to still introduce, say package for inventory, for continuous inventory package, you implement that now. For example, if many of them don't have the asset register, prepare that now. If you are with some of the people who are directors in other in various organizations, give them a free advice as to how all the organization in which he is a director are doing financially, and you tell him that please sir resign from here because this organization is likely to fail. No going concern now here. Please resign. If he resigns in time, he's saved, and he will give you dua saying that yes, you told me well in time and you did it all free for me. So this is possible. Hello, am I audible? Hello? Hello?
Sir, you are audible.
Yeah. So video has gone. Okay, I'll continue. I'm closing it to 3
No,
minutes.
you are saying, sir, 1 minute.
Okay, fine. So this is one thing. Suppose I can advise him. I can also go in. One of the person has suggested that suppose you have some of the clients who are going in. You have he has a lot of debtors and large debtors. You can go into financial position of debtor through the Google, and then you will find out that this is particularly some of the debtors are not doing well, or some of the debtors are totally dependent on this party, etc. In that case, what I'm saying is that you can give him advice that please don't do much of a business with these clients because they are going to fail. If you give such an advice on their debtors investment, they say, "Arey, sale is very good, but that person may not be doing well." And from study, you can tell him, "Sir, he's not doing well. Please don't do large business. We're likely to fail." Such type of advice. We can give advice on cheaper financial options. We can give advice on investment advisory and personal level to my clients. All this, if I do, then my client will understand the value that we are able to deliver. Lastly, I'll just say that there has to be a will to succeed. There has to be a will to succeed. If I must say I'm good, I'm a great chartered accountant and I will succeed. Unless I have that inner confidence to succeed, I'll never succeed in life. So let us have that inner confidence in succeed, and please continue to lead the quality life with your family, what you found. Let us continue to get quality life. Close our offices at 6. Whether we can do it, just try it and see the benefits you got in COVID situation to lead a quality life. What you wanted to do, you always did. In this period, you continue to do. And with that expectation that we will succeed, we will have inner strength to succeed, we will be positive in life, and we will lead a quality life. With that, I stop my presentation. Thank you very much, all of you, all the branches. And if you have any questions, I'll be very happy to take. And any of the chairman want to say something about the talk or something that they wanted more, they can guide me on this. Over to the chairman of all 3 branches.
Anil sir, are you online?
Yeah, I'm there.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Joshi sir. The lecture you have given on this International SMP Day, particularly small and medium firms which are there will be benefited with your talk, specifically guided on disaster recovery plan. We actually at ABM we have already there since inception. Regularly we take backups of our server. All the data is in server, and even offsite backup is also there. We also save our data on cloud. OneDrive cloud is there. That's why even this in lockdown period, we were able to do work from home. Also, you have guided on remote access from because of which we will be able to work from anywhere with the help of new technology. If the data is on server or on cloud with VPN like such thing, all the small and medium firm, if adopt such technology, henceforth also they will be able to work from home. Any such kind of situation, if in such kind of situation if comes, they will be able to adapt with the help of new technology. Also, the institute also has kept 30 to 100 crore allocated for
Ona ek.
for even that FRP is also there for software, audit tools and office management software. Whenever this such kind of software will be selected, institute will be given to small and medium firms at a concessional rate or at free of cost. Even you are told that due to this lockdown period, we were not working for more than 2 months. There were no billing since April. Therefore, the due dates are also extended up to November, and only after completion of the work, the billing will be started. Therefore, there will be very liquidity crisis in our firms. Fixed expenses are required to be borne by us. Therefore, at our Kolhapur, we have approached Kalyan Janata Bank, who have given here the unsecured loan of 5 lakh rupees with moratorium of 6 months at the rate of 8.5%. Also, the unsecured term loan and CC, both they have agreed to give maximum up to 5 lakh rupees without any security, with only one guarantor. You are told that only in case of a company we take appointment letter, that too which is required by for filing of ROC. But for other tax audits or GST audit, we don't take GST or appointment letter. That is, everyone is requested to get the appointment letter wherever any shifting of audit is there. That will help us. And even also at the time of getting the letter, the fees are required to be fixed at that time itself. Also, we have asked not to accept where the client comes and wants to shifting the audit from earlier chartered accountant to new chartered accountant with reduction of fees. That's why we should not accept such kind of audits wherever fees are with the reduction of fees he is offering the audit. That will harm our brand. So that should not happen. And also, there are number of ICI courses with lesser fees. Due to this lockdown period, the work is also very less, and we are working from home and we have ample time available. There are a number of courses available on digital platforms that everyone is requested to do such kind of courses with lesser fees. Wherever you have specifically told that stop overcrowding. Wherever crowding is there, that filing of income tax return and tax audit and GST return or GST audit. But with the specializations, there are number of new avenues are available. Everyone is requested to get specialized in their interest. Their new opportunities will be available from them. We also guided on time management for ourselves, our students, and articles and other staff. And we have to complete our tasks timely, raise the bill. Whenever the task is completed, we have to raise the bill. We actually lagging in raising the bill. Even advance is required to be taken before starting of the work, just like advocates do. That will help us to recover the balance amount of fees, and at the starting of the fees itself, the amount for the work is fixed. That will help us to recover our balance fees. Even at the time of issuing the bill, the list of work done and whatever activities we have done for him, and even reimbursement of fees, reimbursement of expenses, we have to list of the because bigger firm are giving with every activity with the list they are giving along with their bill. such kind of practice we have to adopt. Also, we have to stop giving free advices either on phone or even mail. We give advices, but we don't charge to them. Small kind of advances also. You have guided us on also analysis of ABC clients. Wherever 80-20 rule is there, those 80% who take our much time with lesser fees, we have to such kind of A, B, or C clients, we have to lose them. Also, additional services, free services you can give, just like fixed assets register or inventory module you have just told. If such kind of practices we adopt, it will be beneficial all of us in near future. I'm very thankful to SHRINIWAS Joshi sir for enlightening us and guiding us on this COVID situation. On this International SMP Day, he has guided a lot of us, and everyone who has attending this seminar or webinar has helped this in their practices. Thank you very much, sir.
Sir,
You have any questions there for anyone?
Sir, yes, sir. I want to ask one thing is that, sir, you told that institute is collaborating with Zoho Books, and you will be providing to all branches and all the chartered accountant also. Sir, whether already it is implemented or it is going to be implemented?
It will come in. It will come in another few days after signing the agreement with them. This is not for branches. This is for individual chartered accountants or offices of chartered accountant. 3 years, the accounting part is free. 3 years, the accounting part will be free. They are also allowing us to give it to our clients at a concessional rate. Means first, it is like Tally, what Tally did. First they installed it our offices at 6,750 and then allowed us to install in our clients' offices at very low rate. And therefore, we both can interact in Tally. Now the Tally data comes to you on net and you can work from in your office. Similar thing can happen in Zoho. I personally feel, if you not to criticize anyone, but if you see Tally, now Tally 10 is costing 22,500. What has happened is now 90%. Tally was, when it was, I hope some of you know that Tally had 4.5 version and all. That time, 90% Tally was pirated in this country. Today, with lower pricing, they peers and have now 100% Tally use is official in this country by small and medium practitioners and clients of small and medium practitioners. That's why now they have increased the prices to an extent. Now, Tally 9 is available at concessional rate on institute website. If you go to committee for members in practice, you will get Tally 9 at. Then I asked, what is the price? 12,500. Now still, because of now monopoly of Tally, now you have got prices which are very high. What I think that if Zoho, many people have liked, if you can start working in Zoho yourself and then recommend to client, there will be some alternative to Tally created, and therefore both of them would compete. And therefore, this is the monopoly almost of Tally in this country with SMP. That will go away. Please try Zoho Books. It will come in another 15-20 days. Let us try in our own offices first and then recommend to client. And this is internationally acclaimed software. It also has the facility of webinar and the video conferencing. So I can sit in my office and do video conferencing with my client, with my staff on Zoho. So why not use that? That is not available in Tally. So some of them would definitely, and this is free for 1 year. Even all other facilities they have, the employee tracking, everything is free for 1 year. For 3 years, accounting is free. For 1 year, all other packages are free, which come with Zoho. There are about, I think, 10 or 12 packages come free, or 15 with that. There is a whole list that was shown to us. So I think it will come in another 10-15 days. And you keep on looking at that site, and it will come in president address also very soon. And therefore, I think we can go for it, for our virtual office site.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. There are questions from the members relating to technology use of for small and medium practices. I would like to enlighten all the members and participants that WRC has come out with books on work from home or technology, good technology booklet in that various platforms which we can use for the work from home platform has been explained in detail. All the members can take the help of that book, that booklet.
Kiranji, Pune, in Pune, we have a separate CA organization, Pune Chartered Accountant Society, which has published a book on the same topic, and they have also available free to us. I'll send it to all of you. Chairman, you can give it to all your members. It is available free. That whole copy is available with me on WhatsApp.
It is in PDF format.
In PDF format. If you, Anil, if you have it, you can send it to others and share it with all your members also. And all three branches they will take benefit.
That will be helpful.
In fact, Deshpande, who did this project, convener, he had asked me whether there is any feedback on this from members, and he wants Mr. Deshpande, who is a convener of this group and partner of a very large firm in Pune, he wants a feedback. So if you have any feedback, please send it to me on that particular book that they have written. Pune Chartered Accountant Association.
Sir, it's this year we are seeing that very much focus has been given by our institute on small and medium practices also.
Yes.
And they are making all the chartered accountants to come and form networking and grow. So it's really a proud feeling that yes, the institute is looking to the small and medium practices also, and making them their self-sustaining and grooming in their field. You have given enlighten on specialization, sir. Yes, this will really help all the chartered accountants to get work also by doing specialization in the field in which you are having an interest. It will really help them also. If a person is having an interest in particular field, he will automatically work a lot in that sector and will be helpful to everyone and making himself.
About the firms which you said, we can have another session on networking and mergers. What merger really requires. Creating larger firm is not easy. And to sustain, many firms have come together and split in 5 years, which they have gone back to their individual practices. So we should have some sessions sometime on this. We'll specifically talk in some other seminar in a smaller time. We will take on mergers and networking. This is one of the area. But if any of the particular attendants, whatever those who attended have specific query on any of the aspect that we talked about, or Mr. If Nagnath Basudev wants to say something on this, or anyone else who want to say something on this, or anyone has a specific query.
If anyone has query, then they can unmute their
you can ask.
Speak. Otherwise, they can post in chat box.
Yeah, Kiran has some queries. You have raised some queries in the chat box. No.
No, I've cleared all the queries. I say arrange for training on QuickBooks, Zero, and accounting software used internationally in order to tap outsourcing practice. Sir, that query is raised by our Ahmednagar branch member Rajesh Rizawar. Yes, after the joint by our institute with Zoho, they will provide that service. And even today, if we go on the Zoho, they provide the demo networking and everything.
Yeah. All over India, they will provide. These are international organizations, they will provide. And even service will be good. Most of these services not required. All is remote in the world. Everything can be corrected remotely. They will take TeamViewer from you and correct it on your computer directly. They will not come and visit. There's no need to visit nowadays. They can do it from any remote location. That is how they work in virtual office situation. And we should be able to work similarly with our clients, which we are not doing. Large firms may be trying, but medium size and others also should keep on trying for remote location audits. And we will talk more and more on issues that but I think that do you feel Anil, Kiran, and I don't know whether Nagnath ji is available, whether you are facing some other issues in this COVID, or are you likely to face some other issues than what I talked about in this next 12 months? Do you feel?
Sir,
I spoke on
major-
some of the issues, you remember, on our technical front also. I said there will be going concern issues, there may be other issues like that. So, but you have the think of any other issues that those in smaller cities or towns would face other than what I spoke about?
Yeah,
Anyone
sir,
of you?
there are the issues with relating to due dates of the VAT. Sir, we
Okay.
are getting the circulars relating to GST, the due
Okay.
dates, but the due dates for the VAT has not been changed, and the same are we continuing. Even if we file the return of the March, they are taking late fees.
Oh.
Yeah, and we have raised
I
the
think
query, but
cooperative sector also is waiting for the due date extension.
yes, sir,
Whole
yes, sir.
cooperative sector.
Yes.
Because
There is
still the
lot of
cooperative banks and all, the date has not been. The
not been
problem for
extended.
them is, I think, in the act it is written that the AGM has to be held by 14th August. So they probably have a problem of shifting the balance sheet dates, etc. So maybe.
Yes,
Maybe.
that is also the
Anyone-
issue.
Yeah. Any other person wants to unmute and talk? Otherwise, we can close.
Jitu sir, do you want? Yeah.
Sir, this due dates of this late fees for the GST returns which were not filed from July 17. That late fees are waived wherever there is a tax payable is nil, and wherever tax payable is there, the late fees is reduced up to 500 rupees. But
Okay.
this facility is not yet available on the GST portal, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You
Jitu
can
Savlani,
send a
sir, do you
mail.
want to?
You can send a mail, which we can go to various, we can go through central committees to the government and ask for it. Send a
Yes,
mail.
because the due date is extended to 30th September for such
Okay.
the non-filing returns with reduced late fees. That portal is not yet available.
No, that's right. That's right. That you send whatever you want to say, and we will take it up from central committees to the respective authorities, including local authorities in VAT. You just send it, just separate mails for separate subjects, and we will be able to really take it up with various authorities. Cooperative, we have already written. We will get this extension mostly very soon. But I think they have some technical issues of giving, but they will think. It has gone to the ministry and it will come. It has gone to Maharashtra ministry. It is lying at cooperative minister. It will come. It has gone from the department to ministry. The extension request on all cooperative filings in Maharashtra.
Yes.
But like that, we are trying the whole country as a central committee. That whole country, the extensions would come. And as I told you that on cooperative banks, we are having soon a publication. We'll try within another 3, 4, 5 months. And there are many other issues which will come up. Unless you have no one from Itsalkaranji speaking. Is anyone from Itsalkaranji there, Anil? Nagnatji or any?
Nagnath is there? Nagnath, are you there?
Sir, one question from our member, Jitu Savlani. Jitu sir, please ask your question, sir.
Is he there? I can't see him. Can he
Jitu
ask a
sir?
question? Or you ask? Bolo. Yeah. Yes?
Yeah, he's...
Mr. Jitu, are you there?
he was asking one question.
Huh.
Yeah, they are charging late in March.
Late fees for March return. Is it that we have?
But I think he's unable to mute, or he has what he has done.
Unmute. He is unable to unmute. That's okay.
Have you given right to unmute him?
Yeah. I am allowing him also.
Okay.
Okay. Anyone wants to ask the question?
Yeah, you can, or anyone from Itsalkaranji. No one is there now?
Yes, sir. This is
Vijay Dudarkar. Are you there? Yeah, speak. Who was?
Jagdish sir is there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sir,
He can speak
Joshi,
if he wants. Yeah.
Yeah, Joshi sir. Yeah, we are a small practitioner in Kolhapur. We have an issue.
Yeah, tell me. Go ahead.
that all the pending fees from the clients, which we have raised in September, January, and also the prospective fees, which we would be getting ahead. Just now, while in a seminar only, I got a call from a client saying that, sir, इस साल plus जो पहले fee raise किया है, उसमें कुछ discount मिल सकता है क्या? So the challenge is कि अभी nowadays the fee which we would be getting ahead is less. Also, the thing is the competing firms which we are into Kolhapur, which are nearby to our offices, they are also charging very less fees. So the question now, my point of view is, while comparing with other professionals like doctors, like lawyers, they are charging upfront fees for visiting their offices. कि पहले आओ केस पेपर निकालो, पहले आओ just pay consulting fees. Why don't we have such concept in CA fraternity, and why can't institute come up with such proposals कि upfront just to meet CA you have to say pay 100 rupees, pay 150.
So why you want institute to say? I say it in my firm that you will not. I tell you, unless I have a value addition. I'll answer your question. If I have a value addition to my client, then only I gave you several things. No, as a director, I tell him that I'll do this. I give him investment advice. I give him that lower, cheaper finances. I will go for it. His debtors, I will tell him. See, if I have a value addition to him, he will never ask for lower fees. Number one. Number two, you are right that they are asking now. The bill you raised in September, October was for 19. Now I'm talking of 20. With 20 also they are saying less. Now 21 will be in any case less. Now how many years you will give a discount to your client and for what? The problem is that in our firm, which is of course I'll call it a medium-sized firm, we recover all our fees bill raise of September, October by March 31st. I tell them that I have a cash basis. You also will deduct my tax on similar. You are deducted tax in 19 March. On my billing, which I am doing in October, on accrual basis, you have deducted. You must at least pay me by March 20, because I need money to pay my charges are yearly. So most of our fee, except for clients who are in heavy losses or who are very old clients and have issues, or they are very small clients who are not paying, suppose small bills. Subject to that, most of my recovery is done by March. This is a practice. I'm telling you, change. Let us change. First of all, we should be together. We will know other, and in a sense, if a client is shifting for money, others should not accept. This is technically a group has to decide. I know of one of the branch of ICI. All of them is a very small branch. They are 125 chartered accountants decided that VAT audit will be done not less than 5,000 in this branch. No one of us will accept less than 5. You can have 30,000, 50,000, whatever you like, but not less than 5,000 in any case. And they implemented it so ruthlessly that all clients had paid all the amount. Another thing I'll tell you, don't compare yourself with other firms. See, for example, a lawyer or an advocate is available outside the small cost court, which will do your work in less than 500 rupees. And there are advocates for standing in the court, charge lakhs of rupees just to get an adjournment, or just to admit your case, which is so much important. Admission stage itself, because if it is not admitted, you will have then whether you will win is different. To get it admitted, they charge lakhs of rupees. So there are levels of practitioners. There are levels of practitioners in not only in advocate, they are also in CS, they are also in architect, they are also in every field. In doctors, we go to some. I want my heart operation to be done by X doctor 5 lakhs. Any other doctor does it in 1.5 lakhs. I will not look at other firms who are charging less. Yes. I must show that if I charge 50,000 for my GST audit against 5,000 charged by other chartered accountant, what is the quality of service I give to client is more than 10 times that I give to than others. And if they still want to choose only on price, anyone, they are least bothered about quality, they are least bothered about value addition you do, please allow them to go. You go into several other fields as chartered accountant. I gave you some of them in the lecture. You can listen to it again on YouTube. But in any case, what I'm saying is it is possible that you go in niche areas. There you have no competition. In international taxation, you have no competition. In valuation, you have hardly any competition. You go to niche areas, you go to arbitration, you learn huge amounts. What I'm saying is these areas today look too big for place like where you feel that this whether I'll be able to do FEMA, whether I'll be able to do, whether I'll be able to do project finance. You will be. You think of something which you like, information technology itself. If you go to that as a area, you have several things to do in information technology. You can go in software, making softwares. You can go into cyber security area. You can go to data analytics. Data analytics is being used by central government. Huge GST and income tax data is being analyzed to find out all sorts of issues they have with the those who are not paying taxes. There are emerging technologies. You can go in those areas if you are IT savvy. What I'm just saying that you can go in appellate practice. You can think of appellate practice if you are not born there. You can think of a market. You can think of banking. You can go in debt advisory. You can go in stress asset advisory. You can go in FEMA. There are several sectors. Forensic. You can go in forensic. You feel that I'll not get a client. It is not so. You first start. You know what should be first, hen or egg. I should be first prepare myself, go in niche areas, and there will be no competition. Some of them are doing practice only in government subsidies and made crores themselves. Not only their client, they also made crores. So what I'm saying is, let us not look at others who are lower than me, who are smaller than me. I want to grow and become big. And there are firms which have consistently become larger and larger. And I don't think you have enough such experiences in your own town or a city. That firms are growing and firms are growing well. They are taking more and more partners. Why? Because they need people. They are taking more and more CAs. Why? Because they have work to execute. So, and all are happy. Not that their employees are unhappy or their partners are unhappy. They are working together and they are doing well. So why not do it? Why not expand? Why not have a partnership done with other cities? People from chartered accountant from other cities. Why not expand to other areas? Suppose I am doing transfer pricing. You make me partner, and your transfer pricing in your city can be done by me as a partner. All of us will share the income that we get in partnership. So what I'm saying is, look at areas where people are ready. You want to go to appellate practice in GST. Somebody was in appellate practice in service tax. Be a partner of that person. You will do your appellate practice in GST. You will be niche area. How many people will be doing appellate practice at higher level in income tax and GST? Few. Tribunals. Few people will be attending. Let your firm attend tribunals for them. All these other CAs will come to you. All other CAs in my area who are junior CAs who don't want to go in appellate practice, come to me as a referral practice, this firm. And we are doing a lot of referral practice with other chartered accountants clients.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, let us not look down to those who are small and charging less. Let us look up. Who is charging 5 lakhs? I charge 1.5 lakhs. I want to charge 5 lakhs. What is he doing different for a client? I'll do. That's why a person who wants to really do it at 5,000 has not understood your value or not understood, what those firms are giving against what your firm is giving, what you are giving. If you can convince, it is up to you. It is not really in the hands of CA Institute to say A is better than B, and therefore A should be given minimum 5,000 or 25,000. No lawyer, no bar council will say that lawyer A is better than B. No medical council will say that Dr. A is better than Dr. B. I cannot do it from institute level. We must do it at our own level. Have a self-confidence. Have a confidence that I know the things right. And what I say, there are some people in your town. You go to XYZ, ask a GST query, and whatever he says can never go wrong. There are some people in income tax where you ask them and whatever they say can never go wrong. Why? Because they have that expertise, and therefore they can charge for that expertise. Be that expert. Be that person who will be sought after by your clients, by your other chartered accountant community people, that yes, he is right, he is the best in this area, and I will talk to him. If you can be that, you will not have to look down. When we merge, when we talk on merger, some other time I'll tell you, when our firm merged, one of the senior partners said, you note down your income today. What is your income? You tell me what your expected income in next 5 years. And after 10 years, you will not remember these figures. I assure you today that you will not remember what was your income when we merged. You will not even remember. Forget it. I'll make you forget that. That is the power of merger, and I'll show you that. And he has really shown it to us today. I got the type of work which you don't even imagine. We were auditors of LIC, largest investor in share market today. Hold share market 10% they hold. Now this is where if you become auditor, I would have never thought of becoming auditor of a DO of LIC also when I was small 2-partner firm for 20 years. Now this is where we need to look at something different solutions in our life. It is not going to be so easy. And therefore, what I say is that please be different in life. Please have a niche area. I told you overcrowding. If COVID tells us don't overcrowd, I will implement it in my practice. I will not overcrowd. I'll be niche. You just think of this. Even we have 32 Central Council members. Can I be a different Central Council member than other 31? See, in every area of my what I do every day, can I be a different person? Can I be something unique, something people will like? It is with family members, it is with friend circle, it is with relatives, it is with my clients, it is with my staff, it is with my trainees. Whether trainees would prefer me as partner over my partners, whether staff will prefer me to work with me than other partners. See, I'm saying this is a competition and I will be in that competition to prove that I'm the best. And if I'm the best in the area I work in, I'm considered today, I'm not boasting. Anything that comes in banking in Central Council will be asked to Srinivas Joshi. I'm not boasting. I'm not saying you can confirm this. Anything in auditing, I'm in auditing field for more than 30 years. Anything in auditing standard, accounting standard, the institute, all the council members will like me to be a part of that discussion. There are several. I have a company secretary, a CLCGC, Corporate Law Committee, will like me to be with them. Why? Because your expertise is acknowledged and your expertise is sought after. This is where we will earn, friends. This is where we will earn a name or a fame and money. I think if all of us can do that, all of us can think about it, our life will change. And let COVID be the trigger point for us to change our life. I think that can be the ultimate answer to all our issues. I hope.
Thank
you
you,
very
sir,
much
for
for
your
your
wonderful
I
experience.
was very clear on this.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Raghunath, are you there?
Hello, sir. Hello.
Mahesh, will you please mute yourself? Kiran, please mute all of them.
करून दे त्यांना त्यांना फक्त मला डबा घेऊन जायचा तुमचा
yourself.
Yes, sir, you can close.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sir, there were 170 participants who attended this webinar.
Very good.
Because we have jointly taken the program, that's why large members have benefited with this.
And those who could not attend, ask them to see the video recording.
We
Sir,
already
we have a
recorded
YouTube link also. We will
YouTube
forward
link and
them also.
You forward it to all members who attended or did not attend, so they will benefit by whatever we said in 2 hours. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much, sir, for your
Thank
wonderful session.
Hello,
Thank you very much.
And we will talk
Thank you,
more
Kiran.
on auditing standards sometime later. On
Yes,
specific
sir,
auditing
definitely,
standard,
sir.
we'll take a session later.
Hello,
Thank you.
sir.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
And this is
Thank
how
you,
we
Kiran.
should change in COVID.
Yes.
Thank you, like Indian
Thank
system.
you. Thank you,
To all
Kiran.
clients, start with.
Yeah.
Thank
Hello,
you.
Anil.
Thank you, Kiran, Naganath, and Vijay for
Anil.
the joint seminar, and thank you all the participants for joining this event.
Hello, Anil.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you very much.
Thanks to all, sir.
Thank
Thanks
you.
to all.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
It was a wonderful
Thank you.
session.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. I leave.
Yes,
I
sir.
leave.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.